everyone, welcome to Alia Style. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a simple yet versatile dress pattern that you can also adopt for making coats without style line. I'll also teach you special techniques for creating a Rouleau loops, which adds a professional touch to your garments. Plus, I'll share some tips on how this pattern enhances the silhouette and style of your design. Let's get started. Start by copying the basic pattern with your desired length and bust ease. Front pattern piece. First design the neckline. I kept part of the neckline round, then transform it into a V-neck at the end. Now close the shoulder dart. I redistribute the dart to two places, under the bust and along the hemline of the dress or coat. Note that this pattern doesn't include the waist dart. The proportion of shoulder dot transferred to the under bust and hemline affect the final shape of the garment. The smaller the under bust dart and the wider the hem, the closer the design moves towards an A-line shape. Now add half of the total hemline width to the side seams. It's better to add this width along an arc centered on the hip, especially when the additional width exceeds 2 cm. After this, adjust the side seam line. For the back pattern, don't include the waist dart. First, adjust the neckline curve and transfer the armhole dart to the center of the neckline. Widen the hemline of the back pattern to match the front, and add half of the hemline width to the side seam just like in the front. Draw the neckline dart at 9 cm in the length. To draft the collar, measure the curve of the front and back necklines. Take this measurement using a standing ruler. Start by drawing two perpendicular lines. Mark the measured neckline curve on the horizontal line and the necessary measurements on the vertical lines. Now you can draw the different color lines. Check that the color's attachment line matches the neckline curve on the bodice. Since this pattern has no style line, it's ideal for busy or pattern fabrics, especially when you're not looking for a tightly fitted garment. This pattern creates a rectangle silhouette, making it suitable for various body shapes. You can also add accessories like a belt to transform it into an hourglass silhouette. By adjusting the ease around the bust, you can use this pattern for relatively fitted dresses or for looser coats in colder seasons. There is a table here showing the recommended ease for each type of garment, which you can use when drafting your basic pattern. The fabric I chose for this dress is a lightweight, beautifully patterned Indian fabric. First, sew the center back seam and the neckline darts on the back as well as the underbust darts on the front. Overlock the center seam and press all the darts completely. Next, sew the shoulder seams. After cutting the collar pieces, fuse interfacing to them. You can either interface both sides or just the outer layer, depending on the fabric's thickness. Sew around the collar, trim the seam allowances, and clip the corners. Turn the collar right side out and press it well. To make the Rouleau loops, cut bias strips of fabric 4 cm wide. Fold the strips and stitch them with a 1 cm seam allowance. Trim the seam allowance and turn the loops the right side out, then press them flat. Attach the collar to the bodice, making sure to stitch from the bodice side rather than the collar side. On a piece of paper or cardboard, make the button loop openings and pin the Rouleau loops in place on the paper. I'm sewing 2 loops for each buttonhole. Sew the loops onto the paper, then remove the loops from the paper. They are now neatly arranged and ready to attach to the garment. Place the loops along the center front line and sew them in place. Attach the interfaced facing pieces and overlock their edges. I use bias tape to finish the edge of the facing. Sew the facing to the dress. Trim the seam allowances, press them toward the facing, and top stitch on the facing. Clip along the neckline curve and trim the corners. Now you can sew the side seams of the dress, paying attention to the markings. Sew the underarm seams as well. It's time to attach the sleeves. You can either gather the excess fabric along the sleeve seam or raise it in while attaching the sleeve to the dress, depending on how much extra fabric there is. After pinning the sleeves, sew them by hand first, then machine stitch. Secure the facing at the shoulder seams with a few hand stitches. For the hem, first machine stitch the facing to the dress, then blind stitch the rest of the hem for a clean finish. Complete the sleeve hem in the same way. And that's it. Now you have a beautiful and versatile dress pattern that you can easily customize to your style. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more sewing and pattern making tutorials. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if there is a design you'd love to see next. Happy sewing and see you in the next video.